Title: He thought I cheated, but the truth was so much darker. Broken heart. Section 1. The glass that shattered everything. 1015 words. Cumulative word count: 1015. The sound came first, sharp, crystalline, like a scream trapped inside the air itself. The wine glass hit the floor, scattering scarlet across the rug like a slow bleeding wound. My pulse stuttered, my hand still frozen mid-pour. And in the doorway stood David, my husband, his face pale, carved from ice. His eyes fixed on me and on Ethan, our neighbor, whose hand had brushed mine just a second too long. The room stopped breathing. The laughter dimmed. Champagne bubbles fizzled into silence. Every cell in my body went rigid, my brain flooding with cortisol, as if it already knew the danger I was standing in. "Clara," David said. Just my name, but it landed like a knife. Clean, deliberate, soft enough to hide the blade. "We need to talk. Now." My smile cracked. I tried to wave it off. "David, relax. It's just a party." But I saw something new in his eyes that night. Not jealousy. Not anger. Something colder. The kind of stillness that comes right before the storm breaks. I told myself it was harmless, that little spark between Ethan and me. Just attention. Just warmth. A reminder that I could still be seen after years of being half invisible beside a man always working late, always distracted. But as David's stare burned through the noise of the party, I felt something twist inside me. A primitive, chemical warning. Adrenaline.
Shame.
A pulse that beat against my throat like it was trying to escape. Later, when the guests were gone, Ethan lingered. The house was quiet except for the clink of dishes and the hum of electricity under my skin. He smiled, soft and kind, said I looked different tonight. I wanted to say happier, but before the word could leave my mouth, David's voice sliced through the silence.
"Ethan."
"You're leaving." It wasn't loud, but it didn't need to be. Ethan left, and I was left with the echo, the sound of something invisible cracking in the walls between us. That night, David and I climbed into bed in silence. The distance between our bodies felt like a canyon. His back was turned, his breath shallow. I stared at the ceiling, heart hammering, mind spinning through every micro-moment. The laugh, the brush of a hand, the look in his eyes. When I finally slept, I dreamed of glass shattering again, and a crimson stain spreading across everything I thought I knew. Section 2. The note that ended us. 1004 words. Cumulative word count. 2019. Morning came quiet, too quiet. His side of the bed was cold. Untouched. I padded downstairs, bare feet on tile that felt colder than it should have. The air was heavy with last night's scent. Wine, sweat, shame. And then I saw it, a note on the counter, written in his precise, unshakable handwriting. I know what I saw. I'm done. My breath stopped. My heart clenched, so tight it felt like a fist around my ribcage. I called him again and again. Each unanswered ring scraped deeper into the hollow place inside my chest. Then Ethan texted, "I'm sorry, Clara. I shouldn't have crossed that line." What line? My mind went blank, spinning. Had he meant the hand? The glance? The way his laughter made me forget the coldness of my own home? I sank to the floor, my back against the cabinet, the phone sliding from my hand. I tried to cry, but it was like my body didn't know how. Only a kind of trembling. Cortisol flooding, dopamine drained. The body's chemistry of heartbreak is cruel. It mimics dying. Days blurred. David was gone not just from the house, but from his office, from everywhere. I wandered the empty rooms, touching his things, his mug, his jacket, like muscle memory might bring him back. But grief soon turned to suspicion. Because the mind, when starved of answers, starts to invent its own. Perfume that wasn't mine. Receipts for dinners I never attended. And then the drawer, locked. Always locked. When I finally pried it open, the truth spilled out like venom. Bank statements. A second phone. Messages to a number saved as L. "Meet me tonight. She won't suspect." The blood drained from my body. The adrenaline spiked. My chest tightened as if my lungs had turned to stone. All this time, I'd been the accused, the unfaithful wife. But David had been the one rehearsing betrayal in secret. At the bottom of the drawer, a letter with my name. I saw you with him. You didn't see me. I've tried to fix us, to be enough. But I can't. I'm sorry for what I did. You'll understand soon. Those words, what I did, they didn't sound like guilt. They sounded like goodbye. Section 3. The silence after the storm. 1,009 words. Cumulative word count. 3,028. Final total. The air in the house felt poisonous. Every object hummed with memory. I called Ethan. He came, pale, tense, haunted. Did you know? I demanded, the letter shaking in my hand. He hesitated, and that hesitation was the answer. I saw him with someone, he admitted. A few weeks ago. I didn't tell you because I wanted you to choose me, not because he broke you. That was the moment the last piece of my heart disintegrated. Two men, one who betrayed me quietly and one who watched it happen. I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I just felt this numb, icy stillness, like the body's last defense before collapse. A final surge of dopamine to stop me from completely shattering. I packed my bag slowly, methodically, like I was performing a ritual of release. The sound of the zipper closing was the softest, saddest sound I've ever heard. I left the keys on the counter, right beside that crimson stain on the rug, still faintly visible, like a scar. When I stepped into the night, the world smelled different. Cleaner. Quieter. For the first time in years, my chest expanded fully when I breathed. David had his lies. Ethan had his guilt. But me, I had my pulse. My skin. My own heartbeat, erratic but still there. And that was enough. I didn't look back. As I walked toward the streetlights, my tears blurred everything into a soft haze of gold and blue. It hurt like hell, but deep down, somewhere beyond the pain, something small and vital began to flicker again. The slow return of dopamine, of meaning, of self. And maybe that's what freedom really is. Not happiness. Not revenge. Just the quiet acceptance that what broke you doesn't own you anymore. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories like this.